Chalak?
Jackie
Chaka?
and Alex sitting
No?
in a tree. K-I-S-N-I-N-G.
Fair enough. I know two people that definitely would be kissing. They're going to be staying far away from each other as possible.
Yeah.
It's SBF and Robbie.
It'll be a bit difficult to
Jackie,
kiss this down far away.
how do you think the set's going to go, man?
What do you think about the stage?
I think both. I think both people. I think both of them back each other to like go in. But personally, I'd probably favor SBF. I know that I think he has like the record overall, and we've seen that he's like good at losing matchups. Like he's got the right mentality. So I think he'll be there.
I think I was going to say, Joyce, I think Sam has a lot of heart.
Yeah, honestly. Sorry, I'm chuckling because, like, obviously you meant losing matchups as in, like, matchups that you lose. But when you were like, yeah, SBF's really good at losing matchups. Like, SBF's good at, like, being awful.
He's good at losing.
He's good at losing. Have you seen him?
In general, he's just good at losing.
But, yeah, no, absolutely. It feels like SBF is a very, like, emotive player. He's very, like, he tries to put his heart and soul into, like, every event that he goes to. He tries to sort of, you know, he's a very hard worker. He likes to work hard. He's been on a bit of a break as of late. Invasion being his first event back for like 2 or 3 months, I think. So not the longest break in the world, but again, sort of feeling a little bit more, you know, hopefully at least feeling a little bit more refreshed as a whole. But we're already seeing, again, a entire minute has gone and like stocks are not too close to be taken at the moment.
Well, yeah, not for Shulk because he does have shield art. He has that yellow undo button that just means that he refuses to die, and it's been baited out. And something that Lugi did really well, I was watching that set, is like he'd keep Shulk in disadvantage even when he's in shield art, and then he'd just keep on going where as soon as the shield art ran out. I think that's like the most important thing in a matchup like this where you can kind of struggle to kill.
That was a potential opportunity there, but I didn't quite have to work out, and we're just seeing again SBF. It is gonna be a struggle to kill Shulk, unfortunately. And the thing is that SBF is so slippery with Wario that it's also gonna be quite hard for him to get the kill.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like he just reset his advantage state when shield art was up and waited it out, and then kept on going and got the kill for it. Robbie looking for some damage here. Hasn't really been able to, like, he's been nickel and diamond. He hasn't got like any big openings.
And also, I want to bring up almost like the stakes of this set as well. You know, both of these players having, well, SBF having the win over Jet, but Robbie having the loss to Lugi, meaning that actually this is, if Robbie wants to make it out in winner's sight, he does pretty much need to win this set. He doesn't stand a chance otherwise. And again, you know, even then, Jet is looking pretty strong as well all the way through. So I think in terms of like the stakes of the set, I feel like this means a good deal more for Robbie than potentially for SBF given the stakes, you know.
I feel like that type of dynamic can be really toxic with round robin pools or just group pools in general, because it kind of forces you to play a certain way, because like you just said, this is kind of the decider of if he can make winners or not, right? Yeah. So Robbie might be pressuring himself more and more and more. So that can be, you know, create like a kind of like toxic mindset of like, you know, making sure you win or making sure you have to do something certain, on like, you know, being hard on yourself if you don't. It can also create like, you know, a lot of pressure. So, but you know, we talked about how they're both going to be playing like, you know, quite lame at each other. But I feel like Robbie's doing a good job of like, you know, keeping Sam away, while also keeping his pressure of his own. The only difference is that when Sam finds his kills like that, he's more prone to finding these windows where he can kill. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's finding his opportunities more and more rather than Robbie does. But Robbie's applying pressure in a good way, I feel.
And of course, like, every second that passes by just makes it like tougher for Robbie as well. Like, this is a big gap between them now, and SBF still has obviously Waft on deck. Like, that isn't normally used as a comeback factor. Right now, it could just be used as an end-it-all factor.
Yeah, you could just snowball with it. You could use it to recover. Like, honestly, by the looks of things, SBF might not even need it. And that's even more scary, because it means that when you start trying to make the comeback, it's there.
Slick movement there on the reverse fight, and then the back air. I think Robbie may have been able to live that, but maybe accidentally extended it from her box. Maybe just gave it up, because honestly, it was a big deficit to climb back from. But yeah, honestly, a stronger start than I thought we would see. I thought, you know, game one is normally the, like, when you got two players.
Kind of
feeling out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, for that to be like a low percent 2-stock in the favor of SBF, and SBF has now got more data to work with. It's looking pretty dicey.
Killing with that waft too can be like, you know, like you said, it's
Yeah.
scary. It shows that, you know, sometimes I might not even need it. So, you know, I don't need the X Factor, the so-called X Factor to kill you. I can just keep it just based on just my usual Wario game plan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the straight buttons, and that's all I really need to kind of scrap.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a tough matchup before. We kind of touched on it already, but like obviously like both these players are essentially playing to run away. Like they want to get away from each other. Like Robbie doesn't want to get hit by Waft. SBF wants to collect Waft. You know, but the problem is obviously like the more that Robbie does obviously run away, then the quicker Waft will just build up, and maybe even like a second one if Sam uses it as well. So it's just like Shulk doesn't have that kind of you know time, like he doesn't have that like any mechanic that like he benefits from running away for.
Yeah.
While SBF obviously does with Wario.
Yeah, I think SBF having that really passive way of forcing Robbie to approach is, you know, again, it's a lot of these little things like we mentioned, you know, the positioning in the pools, you know, the pressure of facing a higher seed, the fact that, like you said, you know, even like the waft just being there, it's really, it puts just these little, there's like just little pressures that are on Robbie that aren't necessarily on SBF. And Fabs, you mentioned this earlier on about how like it may force Robbie to play in a certain way, and maybe that sort of game plan that he normally has going into a set, he's not quite managed to implement as effectively.
I mean, yeah, obviously everybody doesn't want to see, not even everybody doesn't want to see, nobody wants to see Robbie play lane, right? Even though that kind of mostly wins him his games, usually.
Yes.
So when he's forced to play a playstyle that he might not exactly be familiar with, he might not like it, and obviously, like I said, force him to do options he wouldn't normally do to kind of keep himself in the match in order to go through the winner side. You know, dynamics like that can really change how you play. But, you know, this set game isn't too bad. Until I say that until now, he nearly died on that side, but Jesus.
Yeah, Shield Art being available is there as well, and this.
Oh,
There we go. Robbie's got a lead.
Robbie?
Robbie's got a lead. Very nice. We like it. We enjoy it. We respect it. And now, SBF. Really, it's an interesting one because normally it's like, the onus is on the person losing to approach. But in the same vein, like, SBF still benefits from not approaching. I mean, I guess with Waft here now, not so much. But certainly there's still that pressure on Robbie. The pressure hasn't quite gone away yet.
Yeah, it's like with Wario, it's like you can approach, but you can take your time doing it. It doesn't, you're not like on the clock really, because the more the clock winds down, the more reward you get when you do get in. And you'll see a lot of good Wario players, they're kind of like, they'll threaten an approach for a while, but then they won't actually get in. And what SBF is doing right now is trying to force Robbie to try and overextend to make sure that you're not building up that waft timer, to get like a little bit of frustration out. And then you come in and fire up with those aerials and get something proper going. But yeah, you can work really hard for a neutral win against Shulk, but he has an undo button. He does not care.
Yeah.
Undo button is great.
I've just got to say, Wario's fucking friendly. Like, he's such a weird little creature.
He
There was
is.
a moment where, like, SBF was dashing back and forth, and, like, Wario's, like, poking the ground with the down tilt, and, like, and it's like, you're such a... Like, if that was a real person, I'd be terrified.
You just can't go in that.
I'm imagining a real person with the proportions of Wario,
Yeah.
and I'm scared.
Like he fits
with the
people into his mouth. Like, I mean, that alone. Like, but imagine that you're just walking down an alleyway. You know, it's late at night. You're on the London streets. Yeah, just walking home. Go down an alleyway. It's a little shortcut back to your place. Yeah.
Why
And
London?
Anyway.
Sure.
I was plucking a bird here. No reason. You know, I could have said Nottingham instead, but anyway, you're just like, you know, just sitting out of the corner of your eyes, just Wario, just walking towards you. Like, you'd be terrified.
You would be scared. Like, have you seen what he does to the heads of the people in Bite? Have you seen like inside his mouth?
Don't they like become really small or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
they become like tiny. It's terrifying.
That's a cool power to have, though.
That is just... Also,
Or
once
just fit people.
Make your
Shrink-
opponents
yeah.
tiny.
Also, once you realize that Wario has got 12 teeth and they're just massive, that makes it like even more unnerving.
Counted.
There's 12. Count them. They're literally right there. There are 12. Can you not count?
No, I can't.
Are you that bored during this set?
Taken the
You guys
time
just go,
to stare at Wario's TV.
And
You're
you
like,
guys ever-
damn,
have you guys
nothing's
ever
going
counted-
on. I'm looking at the render of characters.
That is the strangest question I have been asked, and the answer is clearly yes. But also,
Oh,
what are you doing?
I never understand. Is that a misinput? Like,
He
why do
thinks he's
Warriors do
whammy.
that?
I'm
Like,
going to give
they-
the
It might just be
benefit.
terrible.
I'm going to give the
honestly.
benefit of the doubt.
He's just expecting somebody to like.
Hey.
He's expecting Robbie to like run into him, trying to catch an air dodge or something, and just try to go for it raw.
I think Smart says all of that is nice, but it means nothing. Smart just says you're bad.
Yeah.
Fucking look
Yeah.
at him, it's so gross.
Get better.
Wario, that is not smart.
I was going to say, hold up.
Although, I don't know. I'm sharing a hotel room with you, and anyway.
I mean, he finds something funny.
I'm kidding. But look,
Terrible friends, honestly.
I'm glad. Like we've all got separate rooms, so we're chilling. We're on the same floor though. So if you're gross in the kitchen, we will know.
Why are these like allegations have suddenly been flung my way?
Nah.
Oh my god, I'm a gem, honestly.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
You're fine. But also, yeah, look at Wario. He's having a great. Also, what's happening? Where's Robbie gone?
where's Robbie
Why
gone?
is that? What?
Maybe he's holding the Monado sword and just channeling its power.
Yeah, he is.
He's just fucking speaking to
You
it.
know, one of his goals was a reverse pop off, and I'm waiting for when he's pulling it.
He's just there with the
Oh,
banana.
no way.
He's
Is it actually?
One of his Brink goals was
Oh,
a
yeah, it
reverse
is.
pop
That's
off.
so
That's-
godlike.
oh my
He's
God.
gonna like it's gonna be either like now, maybe the next set, maybe it'll be weird if he did it like if he did it in final bracket. I think that'd be weirder, especially if he did it
Yeah.
on loser side. I'd be
On
like,
It wouldn't feel as
Nah,
genuine
all I'm
either.
saying is that
Yeah.
if you pop off for getting eliminated in bracket,
Yeah.
that is goated behavior. I'm saying,
Fair enough,
do
fair
not,
enough, fair
do
enough.
not, do not let the anguish fill you. I am happy. I am done for the day. I'll play.
you pop off because you can just leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Go get food, like.
yeah.
But nah, certainly, like, I mean, honestly, there was a point earlier on, we were goofing around, but there was a point where, like, Robbie killed SBF with, like, SmashUK, like, throw.
Yeah.
And, like, SBF just perished at, like, 90 after the hit. It was really good. So, like, again, it's these, clearly, like, Robbie's also a player that does his homework, right? And I feel like an event like this is where he can shine sometimes, where if he knows the matchups that he's got, and it's not, you know, upset dependent, he's going to be able to go home, he's going to be able to do his homework. And there are, you know, moments of light that I see from Robbie's gameplay where, like, he's doing really, really well. He's
Like-
had that, like, those sort of little interactions down. But I feel like SBF is just playing on another level.
Yeah, like we talked about how SBF is good at losing matchups, but Robbie's really good at winning matchups. Like, and on Shulk that matters a lot. And we saw that with his win over like just Shulk at Colossal, for example. Like, if he can wall you out, he will, and he knows how to. But SBF is just so good at knowing when Robbie is going to try and inch forward and immediately punishing it.
Yeah, the opportunities that I feel like SBF is like kind of being granted with Robbie is like you said, waiting for a chance for Robbie to kind of strike. There's that little window where he's able to kind of like punish him, and SBF is abusing that a lot. Oh, off the bike as well. Like, this man is freestyling him, treating him like the X Games, and throwing bikes all over him.
That was
You know
the
what I mean?
perfect right angle as well. That
Crazy.
was like straight up. That is it. That's in Lugi's GCSE maths paper.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. I'm saying.
I heard Hollow is starting his GCSEs next week. Maybe he needs to do the homework like that. You know,
There you
study
go.
up.
Work out this angle. It's an easy multiple choice. But certainly.
He might be doing his homework in the friendlies room. He was doing it last night. Like,
Really?
Yeah, I saw
Fair
pictures
enough.
that, yeah, Maze Beans and Jet doing our homework. Like,
Oh my god.
Yep.
I say that. I nearly brought my laptop to do uni work with me because I had a deadline in, but thankfully we clutched up. Just like we're hoping that Robbie might clutch up if he wants to see a game 4 in the set.
Good segue.
Thank
I
you,
was going to say, very good.
Segue.
I'm
here all
juicy for your
weekend.
beds, honestly.
I was going to say, I'm here all
Hi-
weekend.
hi,
Oh,
what
back
are you doing?
Some might say a very nice.
Okay,
as a
remove
great-
Joycey
Oh,
from your
What
bed.
was that?
What is going on with the wafts today,
what
bro?
are the
I'm
wasps?
Sam from the back here, because what is that?
Bro, these are terrible. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
he's
These
terrible.
are awful.
You see what I'm saying now,
Nah,
fam?
these
are
I'm
with
you now,
back
I'm with
from
These
the
are
beginning.
look. These are whammy
Goddamn.
wafts.
No,
If you know, you know.
no. These are incentive back airs, right?
These
This
are
is-
incentive
if
back airs.
If SBF had to campaign, you know one of them would be with every waft on purpose, and he's playing like that right now. He's got £500 in the pocket, which conveniently Robbie does not have due to getting into this event.
There is
He's-
no way you
Oh
segue
my
this into
God.
that. There's no way.
There's like he's side bet somebody saying I can win pools
I
without
don't
waft.
need.
Like, that's what he's
I
done.
don't need waft.
Robbie is
don't
gonna
need
watch
it.
the set back and really contemplate life. Like, I don't think he's gonna be happy about it.
Look, he's got
It'll be
losers
if it keeps going this way, sure. But I mean, it's Shulk, so cheese is always on the horizon.
tomorrow. That is true. That is true. And like,
Speaking of,
yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Just
what
eat
a
him.
catch.
Delicious
Munch
nutritious,
him.
man. Doesn't care about your busted damage.
That's 12 whole teeth on the Buster. 12
Can you
whole
stop?
teeth.
Smash facts, baby, with Joyce.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we might be doing mind game later, so
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, if
Do
one of
kind
the
of
questions is how
energy.
many teeth does Wario have,
I'm gonna be really happy.
I'm
gonna
doing,
pop off.
I'm doing a victory lap
gonna be
around
really
the whole
happy.
uni, I'm saying. Oh, just waited. Was
Didn't
like,
have the waft though.
yeah.
Would have if you didn't waste it. But
yeah, I was
yeah,
sorry.
But when-
Yeah.
was bad.
That was
Relevant now.
Oh,
Jeez.
Jeez.
I don't understand what we're wasting about that.
Oh, he's got half off
shit,
anyway.
he did have
He didn't need
Oh,
it.
had
He didn't
half
need
off.
it.
Had half.
You just get half off anyway.
Maybe that's the strat.
Yeah.
You bait, because you know what? Unless you're Joycey, no one else is counting what time you're at on the waft.
I
Right?
thought you were going to say nobody's counting how many teeth you've got.
So I feel like SBF was like, you know what? He won't know I've got half off in the back. Let it loose.
Can we get an interview with SBF?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
get
I would like to
SBF
get
on,
SBF,
actually.
yes,
Yeah.
Also, the first question I'm going to ask him is how many teeth does Wario have?
Yes.
And we'll see if he's got the
Yeah, to see how,
How
much
many-
you know your main.
what,
Like, if you
guys?
don't know how many teeth your main's got,
What
then, like,
answer
we
do you
can
think SBF is going to say when we ask him? I'm going to say, I think he says 20 teeth.
20 teeth. I'm thinking, like, 16.
I reckon he's going to assume the average amount of teeth, so I reckon he's going to say 30.
Unless he just, like, overheard us.
Yeah, that's
Hang on.
He
Yoshi,
won't.
you need
In
to
which
go down
case,
for
why
mine.
were you focusing on me instead of the match, to be
Yeah.
honest?
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
SBF, hello, have a seat.
Ew.
Hello.
Welcome. Before we ask you the normal questions, I need a bit of matchup advice.
Okay.
How many teeth does Wario have?
12.
Ah, see, what? That's a top
Right,
mate right there.
How do
That's
you
a top mate right there.
Right, so you've
Why
seen.
do people know how many teeth
Right,
are
so
on
you've
time?
seen. I've seen Wario scream multiple times, right? And sometimes I'm just like a bit bored. Let's just count his teeth, and he has 12. So I've played this character for 4 years at this point. So
Why do people just get bored and count their characters' teeth?
there's
That's
a bit
not a
of, there's a
thing.
bit of inconsistencies. You've got the WarioWare game on the Switch. He's got 12. He's got 16 teeth in that SmashUK.
can't
Sorry,
believe it.
what?
I can't
Wario
believe
Even I
it.
didn't
teeth
know
what?
that. Even I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
anywho, because
I'm
I got
distraught.
roasted for knowing that.
Okay, nah.
Joycey knows.
You can count. You can see him. You can literally see him in the game.
Do you
But
get-
why would you sit there and count
saying-
them?
Do you
I am
get that
saying-
bored
Dallas,
waiting
did you
for
know
I've
how
played a
many
lot
teeth
of
Wario's
steps in
got?
my life. I've played a lot of
It's
them.
12.
It's
He's got 12 in this
They've
game.
got
This
12.
is what waiting for your gimmick does
I'm
to a
upset.
man.
Well,
Anywho,
telling
Anyway,
me?
Alright,
hi
yeah.
SBF.
How you
Welcome
doing?
to
How you doing,
BRINK.
team? Yeah.
Mad.
how are you feeling about today? How are you feeling about your play? Talk to us, brother.
So the first set I had, we'll actually focus on this one for now. And I think I was playing good then. Like, the things with Robbie, as I think a lot of the UK players know, he's very much of reserved, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So what it comes down to is you threaten his general burst area. He likes to corner himself a lot. So you threaten his burst area, and then he kind of goes like forward air on there, out of the way. And because I've got good airspeed as Wario, I can just kind of bait that in. If I don't get the hit, great, whatever. Neutral reset. I'm still not being hit at that point. So the entire game plan was just kind of waiting for Robbie to kind of corner himself, and then just kind of pressure him in that threat area, get him to come out, and then punish as I could. And that's kind of did that for the entire game. If Robbie watched this back, or whatever reason, that's the thing that I really, really
That's
caught on to
interesting.
as well.
Because we were talking about how we weren't actually necessarily talking about the corner. We were mostly talking about how when Robbie plays, he kind of throws himself at you, doesn't space too much accordingly, and then he'll retreat back.
Yeah, so he's in the corner, and then when he comes out with the nares, it's like, I can't punish that. It's -2 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
of course.
so forward air, he can, yeah. Sometimes a bit unsafe, but the things with Robbie, like, he's not getting tilted. He's just doing the same thing. Like, so I mean, it sounds like I'm degrading him then. He's just doing the same stuff over and
Nah,
over
you're
again.
fine.
But, like,
Smart said worse.
yeah.
So did I.
What
I said worse about SBF.
I was going to say, did you see it? Mate, 2 weeks ago, we played dodgeball, and he's not
I've
over
been on
it
your ass
since.
ever since. Like.
But yeah, it's just a battle of patience at the end of the day. I mean, I think I'm very well known to be patient. He is as well. And if I can threaten his patient space, that's where his game plan's gonna crumble a bit, and that's what I tried to abuse. So
Yeah. I mean, in the end, you got like the intimidation of Waft as well. Like, he hasn't got any kind of mechanic. That's what
No.
we were saying here.
No.
But Shulk doesn't have a mechanic
No.
if he's running away. Obviously, you do.
yeah,
So.
he has. I mean, he can build up his arts, which I was conscious about. But either way, it went well overall. You can see my age as well with the waft. He grabbed the ledge with his up B, and I just up B too late. I'm like, well, that's about 5 seconds
Yeah,
too late,
of
innit?
course.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, good luck against. I
Yes.
believe you have
Yeah.
Luigi now, so good luck.
Thank you, mate. Thank
Yes.
you.
Best of luck. We'll hopefully speak to you a little bit later.
Yes,
but
of
yeah,
course.
best of luck in the
Thanks,
set.
Sam.
Cheers, guys. See you in a bit.
So, yep.
He's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice
He's such
guy.
a nice
nice
boy.
fella.